I have been playing this game non-stop for the last, I think, 2 weeks or so. Yeah, I have not, in the history of both of my channels, ever put this much time into a mobile game ever. And that is probably because King's Raid is one of the most challenging, most rewarding games that I have ever played, at least on mobile devices. I made it all the way up until chapter 9, and let me tell you, this game, man, this game gets difficult. The increase in difficulty between chapter 1 and 2 was rough, and the difference in difficulty between chapter 6 and chapter 7 almost left me in tears. But chapter 8 was, oh man, I broke down several times. Before I go into any further descriptive detail about my experiences in the game, I do want to preface this video by stating that it is in fact sponsored. I figured since chapter 10 just came out, this would be the perfect opportunity to accept something like this. If you're interested in jumping into the brand new chapter, or you just want to go ahead and start this game completely fresh, then I urge you to click that link in the description and the pinned comment below. So this video is going to be kind of like a two-part. First, let's go ahead and talk about the brand new update, Chapter 10 Rebellion. The update actually went live at the end of August and brought with it a slew of new content to grind through. And as I did mention earlier with the difference in difficulty, you're gonna want to make sure that you're prepared. This is not an easy game, and that is part of what makes it so much fun to play. I do not want to spoil too much here, but this is an update that players have been eagerly anticipating for a while now. It is the first major update since Cassell turned into the Dark Lord, and will actually take us to the Techno Magic Kingdom with new heroes like Hilda, new gear, new items, missions, events, and so much more. For those of you that are new to the game though, what is King's Raid? A very addictive hero collector RPG, with at the time of this recording, 10 different unique chapters filled with content to run, tons of story. Seriously, there is actually ridiculous amounts of story in this game. It has really smooth, flashy combat, and okay, actually, let's talk about the combat here for a minute. I was talking to a friend of mine via DMs the other day, Papercat, and I expressed to her that I was having a lot of difficulty making it through chapter 8. Again, because the increase in difficulty was just astronomical, and I had not expected this in any form. I did mention that I was approaching this game how I would normally tackle traditional mobile games, and that is, you know, letting the game play the game for you. Because really, in most mobile games, you're not really required to engage, to actively pay any kind of attention to the game whatsoever. But that, let me tell you, that was my first mistake. You'll learn pretty damn quickly, actually, that that is the incorrect way to tackle this game. You need to pay attention to not only CC, but also your own abilities, your heals, your active damage mitigation, your buffs and debuffs. This is a mobile game that actually takes a very hands-on approach, and I cannot begin to express how much I appreciate that. Too often, I have found myself leaving games playing themselves purely because, you know, well, they can. While the characters move horizontally and engage enemies on their own, timing your abilities, knowing their cooldowns, and the time between large enemy attacks is integral to the success of particularly difficult encounters. By chapter 8, I had 4 level 100 characters, all of which were 5-star, which is admittedly pretty damn good. I'd say probably the most I've ever accomplished in a mobile game ever. And even then, I was required to pay active attention to what was going on. Like, guys, let's just take a moment here real quick to examine what happens when I don't pay any attention to the game and let it autoplay for me. This is what I mean right here when I say you cannot just let the game play on its own. Well, I mean, not for boss battles at least. You can to grind. You can to progress through the story naturally, through the different chapters, the different missions, but definitely not boss encounters because those are incredibly difficult. And again, let me just express how much fun that has made this game. There is a plethora of different things to do in game. If you're in need of fragments, XP, or gold, you can run the Stockade Vault. There's the Hall of Heroes, Tower of Challenge, Temple of the God King. There are world bosses, there are raids, an active PvP arena, and so much more. Trust me when I tell you that you will not be at a loss for things to do, that's for sure. King's Raid has been one of the games that I have talked about in high regards, but after playing through this extensively, I can safely say that I was correct in assuming that it is one of the better mobile games currently available, and I see why it is as popular as it is. Chapter 10 looks like it's going to really shake up the story and will no doubt be a chapter to remember. Again, if you're interested in trying Chapter 10 out, or heck, you are just a first-time player, then I urge you to go ahead and click that link in the description and the pinned comment. It'll take you directly to the game, and it'll help support the channel. That's a win-win, man. But this is my opinion, my impressions of the latest chapter, the latest update. What do you guys think? Have you been playing it? Have you been enjoying it? Let me know down in the comments below and let's talk about it. Anyway, guys, that is it for me. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you all next time.
Peace.